medication, well, it's here now. And that's partly because of the way we see our GPs now. We don't always go to the family doctor. It's partly because a GP has to plough through very quickly, so sometimes they reach for the quick fix as opposed to spending time with a patient and the preventative medication. So if you sit in Canberra and have a look at, policy from a policy lens, it might all look fine. But it's when you get down and do the consultation, the local consultation, you find out the problems are there, and we've got to look at those unintended consequences and make sure we jump on them.
Yeah, thanks. I've got to agree with Jeremy, and just 3 quick points from the Greens policies. We hope to guarantee access to aged care services and ensure there's an aged care workforce for the future. And I reiterate that preventative health is the key to improving our health system. And we would reinvest the private health insurance rebate back into the public health system. Thanks.
Hospitals is definitely a key issue in this electorate. Everyone says it, and especially I know I see that my local hospital at Dungog, you've actually got to ring up ahead to make sure there's a doctor on call there, which is crazy. You should be able to just rock up at any hospital and be expected to be fixed by a doctor. But the biggest problem is funding with the banks, and everyone says, we need more money, but a way of getting more money is by reintroducing a development bank back into the Lion District. We want to introduce development banks right back across Australia. The Paul Keating government sold off our development banks, and we don't see why. So if we could get a development bank back into the Lion area, we could fund hospitals regularly, and we could keep wards open. We could put extra doctors on, and that's exactly what we need. So funding is what it's all about, and we want to create new banks to create more money for more doctors. That's basically what we need. Thanks.
So, I'm an NDIS provider. That's what my business does as well. And what concerns me is some of the people that employ me, that get my services in, their circumstances change midstream. But guess what? They're locked into a fund. Locked into a funding regime because they've signed up for this, and there's no opportunity for them to go revisit and rejig the budget and that sort of thing till the end of their fund and it lapses. Or, at the other end of the extreme, I've got all this money and I want it spent before I run out, before I go for evaluation. Otherwise they're going to take it off me. You know what? We need to get our head around that, and we really need to look at things and understand where the money's going, what's needed, and if a person has a lapse and tries to commit suicide or something happens, and is it sensible to cut off their funding while they're in hospital? Look, it's not an easy fix, otherwise someone would have waved the magic wand by now. But I think we need to look at the system, we need to look at the people using the system and how to better make it more effective for those people, but I don't have an answer, I'm sorry.
I'll be quick. There is a review, and we'll see what comes from that. But there is no argument in terms of the allied or the preventative programs that need to go in place to assist people who need that type of support. I think the problem we're having in Lion is that the growth in that area is moving faster than we can actually deliver service, is one of the concerns we've got to deal with. And the private sector has come up to that in terms of home accommodation, and with support of the feds, of course. But we're going to be chasing our tail for some time until we actually get a handle on how we can actually have intervention into supporting the type of problems that you're dealing with. And on a personal, I have an 89-year-old mother-in-law who's living with us because of the support she needs. And she's fabulous, and she needs to move around, and she does. And her health is now excellent, she's fine, her mental health is good, her physical health is good, and she's a demonstration of the sort of services that we need to deliver, not just in my house. She's even got her own little house on my house. She loves me, so that's all good. But we need to get that type of support for those others that don't have that kind of backup, family backup. And I'm hoping that if I am your member, that would be through our huge input into the health budget, our significant input we're putting into the health budget, that there will be elements of that that would drive some of those things that you're suggesting.